What's going on, guys? It's Jaron from WearTesters.com here with a performance review on the Adidas Rose 773 3. So starting off with the traction pattern, it's very flat and not very pliable, making this a great outdoor option. Outdoors, these are going to last quite a while. They're not going to tear up real fast, and they're going to cover you during all motions. I had no problem outdoors with the traction pattern. Indoors, however, there's some problems. On a clean court, you'll be covered during all movements. When you throw dust into the equation, since it is a tight traction pattern, dust can get clogged in between, especially in this forefoot area, and I experienced some slipping in the forefoot area, which isn't very ideal for this setup since this is a more of a guard oriented shoe. So overall, this traction setup is really good outdoors, very durable, very tough. The fact that it's not very pliable means that it's not going to wear down really fast. However, these factors don't really translate into the best indoor traction pattern. So moving along to the cushion setup, Adidas uses their Adiprene as a forefoot unit, which gives a real low to the ground responsive ride that has really good court feel. So people looking for a more plush setup that provides impact protection might want to reconsider. The cushion setup used here is ideal for quick guards who mainly stay on their forefoot. So the materials used on this colorway are synthetic leathers. While that's the case on most of the Rose 7733 colorways, there is a colorway that's black and red that uses a synthetic nubuck. I'd recommend that colorway as it's a little bit more pliable than the synthetic leathers used here. In fact, they're quite stiff, which causes discomfort during lateral side-to-side movements. I just felt like the materials were fighting my foot. It's just not the most comfortable ride. However, this does translate really well outdoors. So I played a lot of games outdoors in this model, and like I said, they're very stiff, which means they're very durable. And while they show a lot of signs of aesthetic wear and tear, like check it out, it's real dirty, as far as ripping, tearing, or anything of that nature, there is none. So this is a really good outdoor models once again. So like I said, if you could find a colorway that uses that synthetic nubuck instead of the synthetic leather, grab that colorway. They're both very durable. They're gonna both last outdoors very long. It's just that nubuck should give a little bit more and be a little bit more pliable and more comfortable while during use. So from the forefoot to the midfoot, this model locks you in like a glove, which is adequate for people who use their forefoot heavily. However, the ankle and heel areas have some problems. This model could really use Adidas GeoFit system. The GeoFit is that extra padding you see in that ankle area. While this doesn't have a lot of padding, the fit in the ankle area kind of flares out, which is really good for people who use ankle braces. It's just kind of a bit of a loose fit here, which allows for some dead space in this area, which makes this external heel cup kind of irrelevant, as my ankle had a lot of room to move and this heel cup just doesn't lock down your heel as much as you would like it. So I was experiencing some slipping and some loose fit in this area. Had this heel cup done a better job of locking my heel in, it kind of would have remedied that ankle area problem. But both of these negatives together caused some issues in this area, but the forefoot and midfoot had no problem. It really locks you in. There's a little bit of space in the front here, which is really good, so when you do quick stops like a quick guard does, you're gonna have a little bit of give and your foot's not gonna feel like it's gonna pop right out of the front of the shoe. So ventilation. As everyone knows, heat rises, so this extremely breathable mesh tongue is very vital to the ventilation in this model. Most tongues are mesh, but this is like an extremely breathable mesh. It's really fantastic. As far as the other ventilation, you can see perforations all around the shoe, basically 360 degrees except for this heel right here. All of these holes are breathable. There's nothing underlying it blocking heat from escaping. So while heat's gonna mainly escape through this tongue, you're gonna have really good airflow coming through these perforations, and it's just one of the best features of the Rose 773 3. Your foot's gonna stay real cool. You're not gonna be clogged up with sweat inside, and you're not gonna get blisters and all that junk stuff that you don't want. So whether you're lighting it up in the gym or hitting it up on the blacktop, this model is going to cover you in ventilation and provide extreme airflow without sacrificing any structure or support. So most of the support in this model comes from that sprint frame. So sprint frame has kind of been infamous for pinching people's midfoot, but Adidas has shaved it down quite a bit where this is not a problem whatsoever in this model. What it does do though is it provides a chassis that keeps your foot centered a little bit lower to the ground so you could get really good court feel and use that minimal cushion setup really well. It would have been amplified if the heel area was a little bit better in the lockdown department, but overall that sprint frame really really keeps you on the footbed, centered, ready to go and sprint at full speed. Like I said, the materials are a little bit stiff and extremely durable, which really help your foot stay on the footbed where it belongs, even though it may cause a little bit of discomfort during lateral side to side movements. So while GeoFit would have been nice to help this heel cup be used to its full potential, the overall support in this model is adequate for any player, especially quick guards who use their forefoot heavily. So sitting at a retail price of $115, the Rose 7733 is a really good outdoor model. I know most people don't want to spend a lot of money on their outdoor models because they get beat up really fast, but this is gonna last quite a while. It's durable, the traction isn't gonna wear down on you, and it's breathable. All these factors for me are what I look for in an outdoor model, and the Rose 7733 does all of these admirably. So quick guards who mainly play on their forefoot are gonna get the most out of this model, since that Adidas forefoot unit is really gonna give you a good responsive ride that has great court feel, and that midfoot to forefoot lockdown is like a glove. So overall, I would highly recommend this as an outdoor model, and anyone looking for a model under $120, these are going to perform great indoors as well, as long as you play on a clean floor. So that takes care of the performance review on the Rose 7733. I hope I helped you guys out a lot. If you have any questions for me, if you feel like I missed anything, let me know in the comment section below. Until next time, guys, peace.